Okay, welcome one and all for our February group chat with Joe Crane. And here's our Joe Crane. Da-da. Say hi, Joe.
Hi, Joe.
There you go.
Hey, Denise.
That's Cheryl Lee.
I thought it was Denise.
Oh, we have Dennis Sharp and a phone number.
Oh, okay.
Cheryl Lee.
Well, we might as well wait a few minutes and
Yeah, we got folks coming in.
see who all gets in.
Yep. All right. So
That's what I wanted.
we got
Now I got my full screen. Hoorah.
Good job.
that must be Laura Michaels on the phone number. Is that Laura Michaels?
No, Patsy Benson.
Hey, Patsy Benson.
Hello. Joe, I've been trying to
Yeah,
make reservations at the Holiday Inn,
I
and
know.
they told me,
Don't try till Wednesday.
okay, thank you.
Senior Ken Elliott. Senior Ken Elliott has arrived. Heck, Ken.
They sent me one contract and I didn't like it. So they sent me another contract and I haven't been able to figure it out. So I'm
Oh.
going to call her in the morning and get hold of her and tell her, look, just send me a contract to sign. If you want to send me the original again, that's good too. But I need to get this situated so people can register.
Right.
So, well, we got 6 of us here.
Yeah.
Hoorah.
It's recording, so you can go ahead and start at any time. And there's Ken's
Wow.
clean face. Looks all clean shaven, looking good, as usual.
I'm just waiting for others to come in.
No problem. No problem. I'm watching.
Do, 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 do.
Get that on this. No, I can't. You over here. Tab. So Carol and I spent the weekend up in Fort Bragg. What a gorgeous, lovely place that is. I gotta tell you, just gorgeous.
Yeah.
Beach scenes, got some, went out to the beach and collected rocks and shells and ate really good food.
Did you have sushi?
We did.
I knew it.
We had steak and lobster the first night, and then the next day we had some sushi. And then I don't know where we went out to lunch at some burger joint after that, or for lunch, and then dinner we went to sushi at night. Today we just ate at the house. They've got a garden and chickens and eggs and everything. And it's nice little, kind of a little gentleman's farm. Cute, right on a river. But I went off and forgot my darn metal detectors before we went up there. I meant to bring those because they've got lots of stuff to find up there. And the beaches are free game, so next time. And they may come to the event. They were asking about what was going on. And I kind of told them, and the one guy it goes to these rainbow gatherings, and rainbow gatherings are kind of a hippy dippy thing, but they're about the Hopi prophecy, which is of the Rainbow Warrior and the group of people that are coming to reset the earth and stuff like that. So I told him about the Gathered Masters, and he's like, "Oh, that sounds like the Hopi prophecy." So we got to talking. I got him the book and all that good stuff, and we'll see what happens with him. It was Brian.
Well,
Brendan, the kids.
one of the things about this is I hear from people, oh, that sounds a lot like the book I'm reading. And it had nothing to do with anything I've written.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, you know what? This isn't new stuff. Not really. And there's a lot of different how do I want to say this? Places where they're saying the same thing. So that's cool.
I'd just like to see a bunch of people show up this year so that we can actually have a difference made in the world, a visible, grounded physical evidence of something.
Yeah.
I mean, we have that already. It's just that, that was
It
then.
ain't big enough.
What's that?
It ain't big enough.
It will be. Be like indoor plumbing or sliced bread, that kind of thing. Well, all I know is if everybody knew what we were doing and what impact it was, we'd have to get a bigger spot. So
Yeah.
I'm all for that. Renting stadiums would be a nice thing. No, we're not there yet.
No.
All right. Well, looks like we're about 10 after, and I don't know if people trickle in. I'll let you know as they come in.
Okay. First off, anybody have any questions? Okay, then you all know as much as I do. Goodbye.
You're a stinker.
So we've moved the venue from Salt Lake City, or not Salt Lake, excuse me, from Colorado Springs up to Denver.
Right. Stapleton East.
Okay. And we've been there before.
Yeah, we were there in 2017. And since then, they've remodeled. They got rid of the sewer smell in the lobby. And it's pretty nice place again.
Good. It was under construction when we were there
Yeah.
doing the remodel thing. Here's Ellie.
I got company.
Here's Ellie.
Get those eye boogers off your face.
So we moved venues because the other place was showing some signs of major difficulties for the Masters showing up. So we wouldn't have had a restaurant, we wouldn't have had a shuttle service, but this one has a restaurant, this one has a shuttle service. Now, does it have a Starbucks? That's an important question.
Right across the street.
Perfect, I don't care. I'll
And then there's one in the DoubleTree, which is one door over. So it's Starbucks are available.
Good.
Now here's one of the things with the hotel. You fly into Denver and you take the tram. It's like $5 or $7, something like that, into a stop that's close to the hotel. And you call the hotel and they send the shuttle over to get you because it's not really walking distance. Now, as far as restaurants go, there isn't any restaurants really that close. However, the shuttle will take you where you want to go.
Does the hotel have a restaurant still, or did they close that?
Yeah,
It does, okay.
they got a restaurant, a bar, and a hot tub.
That's right. I didn't get in that time.
Well, it wasn't open last time because they were in construction. So let's see what else. Well, anyway, this new hotel, and since we haven't been there in a long time, there's a lot of procedures that are different, which is why I'm having problems with them. And because last time I said, yeah, we were doing it before we had a contract signed, we were able to make reservations. Well, now with the new system, you got to have a contract signed before it's in their system and the front desk knows about it. So Monday, I'm getting on the phone with them and do what I need to do such that we're in the system and people can make reservations.
Excellent. We should have everything ironed out before we actually have to be there, which would be a good thing.
That would be good.
I should hope so. I think I can get it done way before June.
Good job.
Now, I'm getting everything mixed up. Did we have a conference last year?
We did. We were in Dallas, Texas. At the
Oh,
El Monte.
all right,
It was a very small, intimate gathering.
all right. Well, it wasn't all that small,
57 is pretty small to me.
though we had more than that.
57.
I thought, well, I don't know.
It counted twice. According to registration. All right, so we got more joining. I've texted a few people that may have forgotten. They're coming in.
I'd have to talk to Diane to find out how many was there.
57. Let's see here.
Just seemed like more to me.
No, because we didn't count you and Gabby.
So that would be 59.
I think, I don't know. We'll have to ask Diane. Yeah.
But anyway, this was a nice hotel last time we were there, but it's nicer now. And they have amenities like a shuttle
That's
and the restaurant. So
Do they have a very large parking lot? Do you know?
no, actually, they don't. It's not really big. I parked my RV in the back, and they have just regular parking size parking lot. It's not huge.
Well, I'll need to park my RV in the back as well.
I have a 21 footer. It fit just fine. Anything bigger was going to be a squeeze because it's like an alleyway back there.
Mine's a 25.
Yeah, you should fit.
I don't
Okay.
remember.
I have a 21 footer and it worked just fine in there. But it goes in any,
Okay.
it's the same size as a Suburban.
Yeah, mine too. So yeah, I'll make it fine.
Good, make it work. All right, so now as far as the rooms go, they're less expensive than the other place.
Yeah, the rooms here are 109. The other place was like
144.
144.
Yeah,
Saving some money there.
definitely needed. Definitely needed. And it's, well, once we get more participants, the larger the venues, the easier it will be cost-wise. We can spread that out a little bit further, but if we're gonna just keep getting the smaller venues, it's gonna be a little, tougher to change our pricing.
Well, one of the things that we need to do is, as far as pricing goes, is I've got a block of 30 rooms that I guarantee.
Right.
And by having 30 rooms used each night, I get the ballroom for a certain price. So if we drop under 30, that's going to change the price of the ballroom. So
I don't think we'll drop under 30. We have 30
I don't think we will either.
between a couple of different families. It's more than 30, so. All right. Looks like,
Unless it's the Lee family and they stack them.
yeah. Lee's in, Ken's in. We're all here. There's Lee.
Kenny's here.
Yeah,
Yeah, I made it. Lee sent me a text reminding me because I didn't get my notification, or I did, but it didn't ding on me.
You didn't find the memo.
No,
And this
I got
This is
him.
Mar- this is Marilyn, Zoom's user. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Hey, Meryl.
Yeah. Hey,
You don't have a Zoom account?
no,
Oh.
I always log in on other people's. Let me rephrase that. Maybe I do, maybe I don't.
I don't know what I have. Okay, got it.
Yeah, exactly.
What are you doing? Come here. Come here. Oh. Ah. Ah.
What is this? Bring a dog to meeting day?
Well, she's kind of on me these days.
Yeah.
She won't let me out of her sight. She's supposed to be Carol's dog, but well, here we are. Supposed to be Carol's cat too, but I get that one too.
Yeah, I remember when the kids brought home cats, and I said, "You're gonna have to feed it, water it, and take care of it." Well, guess who ended up feeding it?
Watering it, taking care of it.
Me.
well, you see my buddy.
What do you got?
Both of my daughters brought me animals. Joni brought me a 90-pound dog, and Chloe's got her cat still here.
Hmm.
That's what we do. Take care
How
of
is Chloe?
18 today.
it.
Oh my God, she's legal.
Oh my God.
As of today.
Sort of legal. It's 18.
Yeah. Well, hey, she's been grown up for 5 years or more.
Yeah,
She was born legal.
she was born grown up.
So
Definitely born grown up.
So she go to school, work.
yes, yeah, she's still slated to graduate in May.
All right.
So
Unlike somebody's relatives who are graduating in June.
And who's
Is that, I resemble that remark there, Joe.
I knew you would. That's why I said.
I got everybody.
Well, anybody got any ideas on how we can boost the registration?
I do, but we don't have records.
We what?
I have an idea, but we don't have records. I need a address or phone numbers and names, and I'll call the list. We don't have a list. Do you have a list? If you have a list,
No.
give it to me and we'll get them divvied out, and we'll get, the best thing we can do is just contact the people we know.
Yeah.
Contact your contacts on your social medias. We had some changes happening. I was having James work on the internet flyer. Now that I have the appropriate information, we'll have that whipped out in a couple of days. Be able to
Okay.
pass that around. We still have the book online for free. Pass that around. I find that it's easier to talk to people about this stuff these days.
Yeah.
It's a different conversation. So, don't be shy, talk to people and say, hey, this is what we're doing. You want a world that works? Let's come and do this thing. Check it out. Not to mention you get an angel when you show up. If you ain't been there before, you get an angel to come home with you. You get the bond with angels. That's something that a lot of folks have been wanting to do for a lot of years. They've been talking about how they want to bond with the angels. And now that we can do that, time to come get one. Bond with it.
What, I gotta do that again this year?
You're going to do it every year until the billions of freaking angels are gone. Everybody new that shows up is going to get a new one every year. How many angels did you see in that valley when you looked down it?
Lots.
Okay. How many have we given out? About 200.
I
Not
guess.
even, not even 200 yet. So there's an angel sitting there wondering,
Where's his people?
how many times I gotta, tune up this harp? They're like twirling their halos and stuff, twiddling their halos, waiting for the masters to step up and go, hey, okay, I'll take my angel.
Like that one song Barry does, there's an angel waiting for you.
There's an angel watching over you.
Oh, I thought it was waiting.
Well, at this time, there's an angel.
Well,
stalking
it
you.
began with the W. I mean, it was close.
At this point, there's angels stalking you because they're waiting for you to come get them.
Dave and Joe, that information hasn't been written up and it's on a standalone way on the website.
What's that?
That information just talked about, it's not in a standalone place on the website.
Okay.
It's,
I don't understand.
well, it's bundled up in an angelic visit, but it's not a separate paragraph as part of the information on the web.
We're gonna go ahead and address that in the flyer being made as well. And
Okay.
I'll get you something that we can post from there.
That'd be great. Okay.
I think it's important. I think that's a wonderful idea to help, get people to realize that, hey, the work that you've done over the years, you're gonna go ahead and get something out of it. And having an angel hang out with you all the time is nothing to sneeze at. I mean, you already have angels, but this one's a little more interactive than the ones you have hanging around.
How about a series of, short blips, essays, something like that,
Sure.
describing the conference as it goes forward, something that can be at least maybe twice a month. Put it out on social media.
I like that idea. Yeah,
Okay.
that can happen.
Is that something you can write up, Joe?
No, I'm not a writer. I'm an author.
Well, is that
Okay, well
something
then,
you can offer
can
up?
you author it?
Not
A couple of paragraphs.
Yeah.
You can dictate it and just shoot it over to me in raw form.
Like what?
We'll figure it out. Well, it's important to, let people know that they have this thing coming to them, even if they haven't been,
Yeah.
This is, it's really big if you think about it. And it's something that we should probably discuss a little bit more, like Ken's addressing. I think that's especially if Ken's gonna pipe in and say, yeah, we need to do something, then I think we should too.
So it's a drip, drip, drip PR thing.
Yep. I like that.
Well, I'll find someone to delegate it to.
You can dictate it and I can polish it up.
Yeah, okay. So I'll
Yeah.
do something like, well, once upon a time, there was an angel, and these angels all came to the conference. And then that's dictated.
I'll work it through her. We'll make it through a little further.
You know, my thing is, you want something, but I don't know what you want.
Right.
Well, the idea is to interest people in coming. So we'll give them some information, whatever it might be. And the way I take those manifesto stories, people call me, I record it, it transcribes it. I don't have to type it up. And then I edit it and I have a story. So you can just call me, Joe, and talk. And my software will transcribe what you're saying. And then I can put it into a final written form.
Yeah. See, I don't know what there is to say to interest people in coming to the conference. You know what I mean?
Well, why do they tell you they've come to the conference? Turn it around. What do people say? What are they telling you? And we can go from there. They have different reasons.
Because you have the conference every year.
Because we have it.
They get to hang out with all these spiritual people.
Yeah, there's one. Yeah.
There's more to it than just that. The things
Yeah.
that we do are quite global. You know, it affects the entire world that we're living on. And
Yeah.
what the angels have said over the years, over and over, is when we come together, we have a better chance to create a world that works for everybody. And, you know, the vibrations that we bring to the table, each individual person has a vibration that they bring. And it's much different than the next person. So the importance of people showing up and sharing that, just who they are, can actually change the world. You know, we got all the groups out there praying for peace. They're marching for peace. They're doing this for peace and that for peace. They're meditating. They're doing all these things, but they're lacking something that we actually have. You know, we have guidance from actual angels that physically manifest in the third dimensional realm and give us instruction. And they've told us on more than one occasion that they can't do it for us. All they can do is give us the tools so that we can do this. And over the last 27 years, they've done just that, you know, and there is a pattern to it. At first, it starts with reading the book. Then it goes with doing the baptism. And then you go get gathered. And after you get gathered, you choose if you're going to gather more, or if you're just going to go to the event, or if you're just going to wash your hands of the whole thing, you know. And over the years, we've altered and changed what they've given us. And unfortunately, doing that has caused some issues in getting this information out in such a way that everybody understands it in the same fashion. You know, we've had, you know, the addition of, you know, taking the gatherings and turning them into something else, like a triple gathering or a double gathering. But what they actually gave us was a gathering as a servant and 7 masters. And in 2004, 2005, when we went to the Hiawassee, Georgia event, Camael stated everything we need to know about what to prepare ourselves for when we come to the events and we haven't gathered, you know. And they gave us special, you know, they gave you a special way of telling what somebody's gift is by listening to their voice at that time. But they said, you know, they didn't want us to take this lightly, you know, that everybody that shows up, they need to read Blessings, Gifts, and Deeds, or On the Wings of Heaven, and Teaching the Masters. She said they need to know what gift they are, and they need to do the baptism. The baptism isn't really, you know, if Joe did not do the baptism, none of us would be conversing right now. Okay, that's how important the baptism is. And I've heard it said over the years that, oh, my church baptized me, or this baptized me. Well, What the angels have offered up to us is a way to wash away our ignorance with you, for you, by you, okay? So when we teach the baptism, you know, Michael said to gather these masters and teach them to teach. And the first thing we teach is the baptism. You know, you wash your feet from your toes to your knees that you may stand on holy ground. You wash your hands from your fingertips to your elbows that you may do God's work. This is no small thing. When we make those decisions to do those things, the entire universe starts moving and allowing us to be prepared to do that which we're about to set out to do. Okay?
So let me ask you guys this.
Who's
What
you?
is the baptism?
It's the washing away of ignorance.
No. What is the baptism?
It's a commitment. Dave is putting that out as a gateway. I'm not sure it's a gateway. I don't know if it's a must-have.
No.
I don't know.
that is-
Not a must-have. None of this is a must-have. But if we take out the flour of the cake we're baking, what are you going to have?
Well, that's not an answer to the question. Go ahead, Joe.
Michael said what a baptism is he said this is taken from an ancient religion, and he said it's the washing away of ignorance. That's what he said. Now, I don't know
Okay.
if there's something else out there that I'm unaware of. But that's what
See, one of the things that a lot of you guys like to do is to complicate things.
Mhm.
Like when somebody says, ask me what a gathering was. And I started going in, well, you get 7 masters and a servant. And he said, no, Joe, just give me a quick 9 bars. What's a gathering? And I thought for a minute and I said, okay, a gathering is a powerful, empowering, quantum spiritual event where you get to experience your giftedness and the giftedness of others. That's all it is.
Well, if we state it that way, that's all it is. It's rather larger. It's much larger than that. It's exactly and precisely what a lot of people have been asking for on this planet. We have a lot of chaos going on. We have a lot of everything going on.
Now,
What is it worth? You know, our results are what our results are.
here's the thing. Everybody goes through the gathering and brings, oh, I guess you could say their stuff, their agenda, however, but it's the experience that takes place for each individual in a gathering may seem to be like somebody else's, but it's not. It's their personal experience.
No two experiences are going to be alike in this. Absolutely.
True. But they go there to have the experience of that quantum spiritual event. You know, there's a space in time for them to have that experience, you know, and what we do is we create that space for them to have that. So let's get back to what's baptism.
Are you looking for the Webster's definition of this, or are you looking for what Michael said?
Now, Michael said and gave us a baptism. What is that baptism? Just bottom line, quick 9 bars.
It's basically saying, I remember.
Now,
That's what he said. I don't know what else to tell you. I mean, we can go off into different things You know, we find out what the Buddhists think about it, the Catholics think about it, the Christians think about it, but we're not a religion. We're none of those things.
Well, what
Those
they
people
think,
don't have angels coming to them, giving them instructions on how to do things. You know, they really don't. And if they did, they turned them away. You know, at this point in time, you know, as far as I can tell, you're getting the most efficient, beneficial information from these angels of anybody I can find. You know, I'm definitely going to look. Am I missing something? Is this a trick question? Is there going to be a quiz later? I'm not sure. I don't understand
think-
what they're asking
I-
what baptism is.
I think Joe's about to tell us, Dave, three times.
all right. One of the things with the baptism that I think people overlook, it has really nothing to do with being baptized and becoming wise. A baptism is where you commit, all right, to create for yourself a covenant between you and God. That's what the baptism is. Because what does it say in the baptism?
Guide me in all things I must do. What does it say? It says, take a jug of wine before sunrise and pour it into a bowl. Set the sun's path so that the light will warm it. Fast and be still until the sun is at the highest place in the sky. At this time, go to where the bowl has been laid on the ground and remove your shoes, for you stand on holy ground. And wash your feet from your toes to your knees, that you may stand and walk the earth. Wash your hands from your fingertips to your elbows, that you may do God's work. When this is done, kneel and say, my loving Father, your child has come home to seek your counsel. Guide me in all things I must do. Then take up the bowl of wine and pour it on the ground. As your mother earth drinks up the unclean liquid, all that is unclean with you, his brothers and sisters, is absolved, just as the blood of God's Son was said to do. Go now, be at peace, and take care of that which I have given you.
Okay,
After you do this, we'll speak again.
all right. So what that was about for me was doing it. Because when I first heard about it, it took me about 6 months to do it.
2 months.
Huh?
It's about 60 days.
All right, I got days mixed up with months. Besides, it's kind of like 40 days. 40 days isn't necessarily 40 days. 40 days means a lot of days. Like Alibaba and the 40 thieves, there weren't really 40 thieves. There was a lot of them. And 40 signified a lot. So anyway, what happened was I needed to take time out to commit to doing it so that I had a personal connection and relationship with God. That makes sense?
Mhm.
You know, like,
And if you didn't do it, he wouldn't have showed back up.
yeah, one of the
It's
things,
not a requirement. It's just the first part of baking the cake.
yeah, one of the things like Gary used to do is something that was very simple. He would complicate it. Okay. So what we need to do is to uncomplicate things. Okay.
We're pretty good at complicating things.
Oh, absolutely. I'm gonna make it better.
Yeah.
It's like the story of my life. The longer I go through my life, regardless of what the original story was, by the time I get older, I make it much better.
See, when
All right. Go ahead.
well, the thing is these things that the angels are giving us aren't just willy-nilly things that we get to, you can call them requirements if you want to place that on there, but I don't think that that would be quite as efficient as just plainly stating what they are. This is what we need to do in order for this to happen. And so far, what we've done has caused whatever it is now that's happened. Okay. So as we are able to follow these instructions that the angels have given us, the more efficient we will become at these things. Okay. Now, no, it's not a requirement to do a baptism, and no, it's not a requirement to get gathered. Yet, if you're going to be taking the time to do these things, it would be wise to at least follow the instructions of the angels that have literally moved heaven and earth just to talk for a few minutes with Joe. If you look at these visits, a lot of times it's like, our time is short. I only have this much time to talk to you. This is what we have to give you. And, we like to ask more questions. We like to ask more clarity in things. And I noticed over the years, as we sit and allow these things to permeate, we start figuring out what it is. And it's by doing what they've asked us to do. As you start doing it, all of it starts becoming revealed as you go down the path. You're not going to get all of the answers from the end of the book in the beginning of the book. You have to get to the end of the book to get the answers of the end of the book, in other words. So, I've been saying this for many years. It's a back to basics thing. We start at the very basics of our teachings and we move out from there. And, it's like when the black belts would come over from Hawaii when I was teaching martial arts. They would come over and what would they do? They didn't go into kata. They didn't go into sparring. They didn't do anything like that. They went into the basics. They started doing blocks and punches and kicks and ibai ukiwaza. They did the, short stuff. They didn't do anything advanced. They started at the very beginning.
Ken, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, we're off track. We wanted to talk about how we're going to get more people. So we were talking about the idea of having a little information drip. We sort of swayed off of that a little bit, I just want to get back onto that and see if we have any other ideas.
The information drip, how does it get out and who does it go to?
Okay, you can dictate, you can call me on the phone, you can give me information, you and Dave can do a joint call. We make it nice and efficient, something I can cut down, then I can get it up on the web. It can be posted on the Children of Light website. I don't know what other avenues you have.
Well, we have Dave that we've had for 20 years.
Okay.
In there.
Lee Feather's got something.
I just posted, I'm waiting to be approved, asking everybody that's on there to kind of give us an idea of what they're coming for, just to hear, because that maybe give us some ideas of what to make these little drips,
That's a great
other-
idea.
I don't see anything, Lee.
I know, because I'm not approved yet.
No.
Every post has to be approved.
And guess
Even
who
though it's
gets
a
to approve?
private group.
That's the way that Facebook has it set up now, that when you have a private group, you have to approve all kinds of stuff. Now I can turn that off, but then it gets totally out of hand. And what.
I have a private group that everyone is allowed to post in, so I'm not sure what that's about.
We'll talk privately about it.
Yeah, it's no problem. But anyway, when it gets approved and
it's
it's
that-
posted, if everybody,
You didn't hit.
I
send.
asked everyone to just put one of the reasons why they come. But if we can weed through that and kind of get an idea of drips to make from those, why they're coming. So, and if they're, especially if they're the ones that are coming, then maybe that will ring it for someone else as a place to start anyway.
Good idea.
When I get approved, maybe people will, and all of you, please just give me one answer and hopefully it'll get other people to responding and sharing why we're coming. So
I'm
that,
going because I have to go.
okay,
You don't think that's funny?
well, it is. Except that you don't have to.
Well, that may be, but I don't know what the alternative would be.
There wouldn't be something.
Yeah,
Yeah. Thank you.
you're welcome. You know, here's one of the things that I've noticed. When it first started out, we were given a plethora of information each time. And as the years have gone by, we're given less. Why do you think that is?
My first thought is we have what we need.
We've already been told.
Yeah. I think that, yeah, we've been given what we need to know, but we haven't acted on it. Not to any large extent. It's like, oh, well, we did that last year. We want to do something new. Or we did that 2 years ago. I want to hear something new. I don't know. There's times I'll be sitting around and I'll just go do an angel visit and look at it. And wow, that's some profound stuff. And how does that affect me in my daily life? Which wouldn't be a bad question to ask. How does the conference affect you in your daily life once the conference over with? What did you glean from the conference that you took with you and you use?
I got a question.
Yeah.
What is it that my participation did to affect the planet that I live on and my brothers and sisters that live on it with me? There's one more appropriate question, because when we're going to these events, it's not about our personal development. It's about us doing these processes and sending these things out into the world.
I think you make the case it's about both.
It can be, absolutely, absolutely. Yet,
Here's the
if
main.
you go back and look at the visits and look at what the events were about at those times, each and every time, with the exception of Dallas this year, we've always done something to go out into the world. This time in Dallas, we did something much different. We asked God to do something for us. Something that
During the conference, I think all of the exercises we're doing during the conference are directed at the person and not at the world.
Well, what those
I may be off on that.
conference is doing, okay, those processes are moving you into a place of oneness to where you can go in.
That's a personal. It's both. I'd say it's both easily. But the conference is very much geared to the individual. The overall thing is going to oneness, and then it goes out into the world. But there's a lot of individuality.
Yeah.
And not
Fusing,
everyone is at
and
that
then off you
place.
go.
not everyone's at
Yeah.
that place ready to
Yeah,
think
right.
out there. They're just
Yeah.
Well,
getting
that's
them
what the
there.
conference is for the ones that are ready to get it out there.
Well, and also to help
uh,
bring them along who might not know that they're ready.
They're
Yeah.
trying to
They're
bring
coming.
in, the Angels are asking for strangers to come in. We don't know if they're ready or not. We don't know what color they are. There's all this business to try to provide a harmony of
They
all
are
of these.
not asking
Dave,
for strangers to come in. They have never asked for strangers to come in. They asked,
okay, Dave,
what they asked was.
Dave, you have an opinion for everything. Let's try to
And
keep
you
the
know
meeting
what,
just,
Ken,
let's
and
just-
you have an opposition to every opinion that I've given. And it would be wise to start listening a little bit more, because this is not something that I take lightly, Ken. And I do not mean to be so stern with you. But if you actually listen to what I'm talking about, I'm attempting to guide you folks into where we need to be so that we can have what we're looking for. And every time we
Yeah.
come around, Joe's getting opposition, Michael gets opposition. Everybody's got their opposing views of things. Oh, we don't have to do this, and we don't have to do that. No, we don't. We get to, but we also have results.
Dave,
The results.
stop
are-
winning the meeting. Stop winning the meeting, please. Stop winning the meeting. Be a team player. You have a lot of opinions, you have a lot of knowledge. And I'm not in opposition to you. I'm in opposition when
Well,
you're
then stop
opposed.
acting like you're not in opposition.
I'm not acting. I'm
As
just trying to be here. I just
as-
showed up.
I'm not acting either. I'm dead serious about this stuff.
You're acting as the leader of the group. You're running the meeting. So I'm calling you on
How
it.
many other
Let
people
Joe
are
run the meeting.
leading anything?
You're still doing it, Dave. Let it go, please. Let's run a meeting. Let Joe run the meeting. It's
look,
okay. We're all on the same
Everybody's always
page.
complaining about somebody stepping up to the plate and doing something about it.
Not everybody's
That's why we've
complaining
had the
about that.
problems we've had. This is ridiculous.
Joe has stepped up to the plate. Let Joe take some swings here.
the thing about the conference only being for gathered masters isn't true. Now, it is true that we go into the grand formation, you need to be gathered to do that. But you don't need to be gathered to come to the conference. And there are people who come to the conference that had no desire whatsoever to be gathered, end up getting gathered. You know, one of the things that we as a group need to do personally, as well as a group, is tolerance. Because let's
That
face
would be very nice.
it, we all piss one another off at times. So it's like we need to be more tolerant.
Especially when somebody's pouring their heart out, working their butts off.
Oh, good Christ. Aren't we family?
Oh,
Yeah,
family.
yeah, we're family, like the
Not all,
board.
not all family gets along all the time. Yes
Hey.
Stop
or no?
stepping up and leading when I see other people step up and lead. I see a need, I will.
Yes, dude, that's the wrong position to take.
That's the way it,
But that's the wrong position to take.
Okay, then I'll step out.
Leadership is an osmosis thing.
yeah, I
okay?
know.
You know,
Okay, let me interject here for a second with him, because I see Dave on a lot more basis than you guys do, and I live 2.5 hours away from him. But one of the things that I want you to understand is everything you're doing is fine. The passion, when you're trying to get your point across, it's better to just take a breath, let someone say what they want to say, whether it's good, bad, indifferent. They get it out there, they get it done. Regroup, deliver the information that you have in a different way that people will accept it differently. Because sometimes when you're delivering something, you get so passionate that it comes across as anger or frustration.
Exactly.
And we know you're not angry, and we know you're not frustrated, and we know you want this thing done like 10 years ago. So it's obviously going to take a little longer than we all anticipated. So let's just buckle down, hold fast, take a stand for this work. And standing has nothing to do with putting across an opinion or anything. An example of how to get something across is just keep doing what you're doing without telling people what you're doing. That's leading, okay? We don't need somebody to tell us what to do, guide us in what to do, because sometimes we all lose track, you know?
Good point.
That's it.
The magic word is passion. No one has more passion than Dave.
Yay,
And I
amen.
admire, and I love that.
They all get it. They
I
all
do.
get it. They all get it.
Yeah.
You got your number on.
Yeah,
I get that they get it.
Okay, so just take a breath, relax,
I'm relaxed. man.
man. Even if we had the 144,000 people right this second, it's still gonna take a minute to accomplish what we need to do, because the ripple effect of that is huge. Look how difficult it is with the small group that we have right now. And this group is a lot bigger than when we first started, Dave.
It is.
It's a lot bigger, and we need to acknowledge that it's a lot bigger, and huge things have happened. We're turning a giant ship. We can't stop on a dime and turn around. We have to actually like go around 20 different blocks to make a U-turn, man. So there you go. Love you guys.
Thank you all.
I get you. Well, it's 7:59. Ken, you had something you wanted to contribute?
Well, one thing we can do, and pass it on the manifesting thing. Imagine, you can visualize the future. Your thoughts will create the future. And I have 3 friends who can watch it take form in real time. So I would recommend one of the more powerful ways is to imagine you're at the conference. You can do this when you're driving the car. You can do it, if you're meditating, whatever. It doesn't have to be super formal, but imagine you're at the conference. You're driving to the conference, or you're sitting in the conference, and imagine you're in it, and that room is full of people. You hit the number. We don't even know what the number is, but it's very successful. It's powerfully attended. And just sit in that for a little bit. So you're in your future. You look around, you see all those people there. Everything is just as it should be. And then you just say you're grateful. You're so grateful. And that's something that I'm just going to do every day. You can write it down so you remember it. Another thing, if you do write it down, it has a little more power. So I have these things where I put a little extra juice in it, and I'll get a yellow sticky note and I'll put it in the drawer with the toothpaste. So when I, brush my teeth in the morning, there it is. And I can just brush my teeth and I can run that thing off while I'm brushing my teeth too. I can imagine I'm in my hotel room and I'm going downstairs to the conference. And when I go down there, it's full of people. So it's just that kind of thing. It's just a trick of the mind, but those thoughts do create form. So it's as simple as that.
Good point. Well, our time is up.
You can have more time. It's an unlimited Zoom. I got the big package. Unless you,
Well, earlier you said
Somebody's been peeking.
you said
me,
Never mind.
something about the bathroom or sliced bread.
plumbing.
Well, I've been needing to use a bathroom since you said
No. We won't talk about running water or anything.
that. So if you guys want to continue till I get back, you're more than welcome. but I'm going to the bathroom.
I want to get back to work. Dave, I'd be
And
happy
Joe.
to get with you and Joe or anybody else. You
Yeah.
can just email me if you've got a topic, and I'll get it back to Joe. And then Joe can put something together with me on the phone, or we can do a group call, whatever.
Okay,
And we can start getting this drip stuff. It's just a couple of paragraphs.
okay,
Okay.
sounds fair.
And thanks for getting that going, Dave. Thank you.
Problem.
All right.
Okay, anybody got anything else before I go to the bathroom?
No,
We can stay on and keep chatting if you'd like. I know Ken needs to get back to work.
Hey,
If you have any other ideas on what the topic was, is how to get people here, then we're all ears.
all right, well, I'm going to the bathroom.
Because at the moment, we've got, go ahead.
Hmm.
I'm going to run, but I see that Laurel, it has a chauffeur right now.
Hey, Laurel.
She's in her limo.
Hi,
Oh, my.
Laurel's here.
Maybe.
hi, I'll take that. We'll put that out in the universe. I'll accept that one.
Well, bye, y'all. Have a good evening.
Bye.
Bye,
Thank you.
Ken. Be safe,
Bye.
brother.
Love you
Bye-bye.
all.
Thanks for coming in, bud.
Thank you, Dave.
Ken Thrasher, how are you?
I'm still above ground. So
I'm gonna.
Amen.
tips.
Uh,
Good to
still
see
trying to
you.
get-